With 2 games left to solidify their place in a final in more than 2 decades, hungry Cavalier face struggling Humble Lion at home on Red Stripe Football Mondays. Cavalier sit in 5th position with 17 points and need a win to keep momentum going. They've been unbeaten in the last 3 and come into tonight's game full of confidence after a 3-0 lashing of Tivoli Gardens. Humble Lion have picked up only 9 points in this round and are fighting to find consistency under coach Jeffrey Maxwell. They're trying to forget a 3-0 thrashing by Portmore last week. Sit back, grab your red stripe, as it's the Hunter versus the Wounded on Red Stripe Football Mondays.
Congested at the top of the second round table and could become even more so at the end of business tonight. Good evening and welcome to yet another Red Stripe Football Mondays. We're coming to you live from the Stadium East Field. My name is Wayne Walker. On the plate tonight, Cavalier against Humble Lion. Cavalier chasing a second end of round ticket. Humble Lion out of the way, but they want to move their way up to the overall table. As usual, Gijon is standing by. Gijon, what kind of a game are you expecting tonight when you look at both teams and their respective positions in both tables?
Humble Lion, both teams with points to prove and points to be earned. Cavalier, they have the destiny in their own hands. They need to win to book their spot just almost in the end of second round final. For Humble Lion, they want to come clear of the relegation zone. So no team will be giving any quarters and it will be a tough battle. Quality will decide the final outcome.
2-2 when they met at Effortville last year. Let's have a look at how they stack up against each other heading into tonight's game.
It's a family thing. My father play, my brother play, so naturally I'm going to play. Claudius Blackburn, centre forward, Cavalier Soccer Club. Football is not just a game, it's a way of life. Playing football, I learned to be humble, patient, I learned to work hard.
Football is come like my escape, come like my passion. Mark Miller, Humble Lion FC, centre forward. Humble Lion don't come on a match day and walk. You can't come at Humble Lion and just get a free run.
In football, I take it very serious, and when players are not serious, they can't play for me.
Here for Max,
Coach, Humble Lion Football Club. Cavaliers have played Humble Lion before the game ended 2-2, and I think in tonight's game, they better come with a very good game because our intention is to get the full 3 points.
Fitness level for Cavaliers is up. We are ready, rearing to go. David Layla, coach of Cavalier Club. Cavalier is a team that you can really learn to not just play football, but play good football and learn discipline also.
Well, it's just the passing style, the game that Cavaliers play. They emphasize on passing.
Yes, I'm training. I know I have the confidence tonight to score 2 goals.
Humble Lion have some good players, quality strike force, good midfielders, but we're ready for them.
Players like Jeffrey is a good midfielder, so we have to watch out for him and Claudius Blackburn.
Humble Lion, get ready to be even more humble.
You see these 3 points now, we don't plan to go home empty handed. They can't tell us we're coming. We come for roar.
This is 3 points to 1 at the end of this game.
Claudius, watch it. It's not going to be pretty tonight.
My team will always step up to the plate.
Thanks for inviting us to your home field tonight. We're in for a game.
Cavalier is a big side, you know.
Can't tell me anything.
Duncan Destroyers are back.
You know that this is Red Stripe Football Mondays. Here's the ball. Here am I. The 2 teams on the field. We're ready to go.
Don't make sense watching anything else.
And that's how the teams stack up. Of course, it's a beautiful Monday night. Very happy to be here with you. The fans are ready to see an amazing football match, and we will see how things play out in the end. I have with me captains of both teams. Of course, Gervon representing Cavaliers and Garth representing Humble Lion. So let's talk to the home captain first. Gervon, talk to me about your form this season, and in training, what do you really focus on?
Well, we just train hard, come out tonight, we want to give a good performance of ourselves, and get the 3 points.
And you say you're in form for the season.
We're in form.
Well, of course, Cavaliers has won 5 of their 9 games played, of course, this time around. But Humble Lion, you're very talented, very, very talented team. But for some strange reason, it doesn't seem as though you're getting it together this end of round. What's going on with that?
One of the time the team was not playing according to the coach's instruction. Since then, we have been in training and training hard, doing what the coach asks. And once we do what the coach asks tonight, then we'll give you a good performance.
That's a very good team. What's the team spirit like? What's the team camaraderie?
It's very good, very good. I've not seen it from I've been there 3 years now.
3 years now, so it's very good. All right, well, shake hands, gentlemen. Discipline on point, form on point, and we'll see how it goes tonight. Of course, I want to big up all the bars in the surrounding area of Nannyville, Mountain View. You don't know summer place. Anyway, in the meantime, though, we head on over to Wayne.
Through their final warm-up sessions just a couple of minutes ago, Humble Lion and Cavalier, they are now back in their respective dressing rooms and will be getting out in just a couple of minutes' time to battle here tonight in our Red Stripe Football Monday's game tonight. All right, this is what we have on the round 2. This is just for the second round. Arnott Gardens, by virtue of their win last night, they've joined Montego Bay United, who could have. Had Montego Bay United won last evening, they would have been in. They will have to wait until next week against Savannah to try and close the show. Harbourview and Portmore suddenly push themselves in it. Cavalier, though, can do the business well tonight by going top of the table with 20 points and needing a draw on Sunday. So the congestion is so clear. In fact, 6 teams at the moment still in the runnings, and anything can happen.
Indeed, and that helped by that draw by Waterhouse yesterday and the defeat to Montego Bay United, putting the rest of the chasing pack right back in it.
All right, so this is what we have in the overall picture. The Harbourview team just managing to maintain that 5-point lead because they won yesterday and Portmore United won as well. So they both managed to secure the 3 points, and it is as you were at the start of the round in terms of the points differential. Harbourview, Arnott Gardens, though, crucially have jumped into third and beginning to show the kind of form that we saw in the first round.
Indeed, stability has returned to Arnott Gardens. Good stuff.
Okay, team news now. Humble Lion first. The visitors, there you have it. Kirk Duckworth, an outstanding defender who's yet to make his way into the national team. They have the likes of Sean Coleman, Amanda McLeod, an outstanding player who is also the captain, and Mark Miller. Good team. Good team.
Adjuran Brown actually called back from his loan out to Cavalier. He faces his former team this season in this encounter.
And for Cavalier, look at it. The name that is going to jump out at you immediately is that man in the number 13, Claudius Blackburn. He's not only joined second in the goal scoring table, he's scoring some wonderful goals, and it seems as if he's on a personal campaign to score the best goals of the season.
Indeed, he's been making a mark so far this season. Garise McPherson's been outstanding in goal as well. Cavalier have also mixed things up, changing the defensive lineup, and they will be solid as they look to take all points in this game.
And Garise McPherson, for my money, the top goalkeeper so far this season. He's been outstanding. What sort of formation will these teams be employing tonight? Because the Cavalier team, they have been free scoring, and it suggests that they're using one of those formations that take 3 people forward from time to time. This is Humble Lion's formation to begin with. They have a 4-4-2. No surprise here from Jeffrey Maxwell.
Yes, but we may see some changes as the game progresses. We point that out. As it stands right now, Ricardo Campbell, interestingly, used a lot on the last coach Lenny Hyde as a holding midfielder. He drops into central defense to partner the excellent Kirk Duckworth.
All right, so what will Cavalier go with? There you go, 5-3-2.
5-3-2. It looks defensive, but as you said, they on the flanks, they have the option to join the midfield and look much more robust when they go into attack. This attack really is a good one. Netasola obviously did the damage for Cavalier before coming to the league, and he has been scoring a couple goals so far, but Claudius Blackburn is the man of the moment.
So the familiar look at the entrance to the tunnel from which the players will emerge. The 6 Bold Boys, in fact it's 4 tonight, all decked out in blue and accompanying the blue, white and gold FIFA Fair Play flag. The teams will follow suit. In fact, they'll follow Courtney Campbell and the rest of his team who are working tonight. Cavalier, when they come closer to the cameras, will be at the right of screen, and Humble Lion clearly in green, left of screen. There should be a good game. The Humble Lion team, their position in the standing at the moment doesn't suggest that they're going to be a team that's going to be exciting, but they do have the material in this team to be exciting. But I'm really, really excited to see how Claudius Blackburn does tonight. He's a wonderfully gifted player, and Fabian Nethersole is also another good player. I saw him against Tivoli Gardens the last time Cavalier played, and they won by 3 goals to 0 and could have won going away that night. They were just outstanding. We're looking to see what Blackburn in particular will bring tonight.
Yes, both strikers for Cavalier on song, on form. On the other side of the equation, we have for Humberline, Amanda McLeod leading the line there. Mark Miller joining him. Amanda McLeod is due a few goals. You know, he may want to get his name on the score sheet.
All right, so Sean Yell is going solo tonight. He has it all to himself, the official meeting man. I was going to say the official meeting party, but he's going across the Cavalier team at the moment. Gervin Brown, who played at St. George's, he also had a stint over at Arnett Gardens, because when St. George's were eliminated from the Premier League, he tried to play at the very top level, and he switched around and moved to different teams. He's also an outstanding player in the Casafa Business House 5-a-side league. Wayne Shaw, wherever you are, good evening. Now Sean Yell is coming across to have his introduction to the Humberline players decked out in green, taking orders over the last 5 games from one Jeffrey Maxwell. Amanda McLeod there, and now Ricardo Campbell, the unmistakable figure. All right, we're getting ready now for the playing of the Jamaica National Anthem as we build up to Cavalier Humberline. So there you have it, the playing of the Jamaica National Anthem, and the Humberline team, as protocol would dictate, going over to meet the officials to begin with, and then of course their host for tonight. Good surface, should help the football. Solid surface, and I think as we look at the lineup for Humberline, I'm expecting them to really teeter out into a 3-5-2 formation. I was speaking with Coach Maxwell just before the start, and a bit reluctant to release his formation for tactical reasons, but 3-5-2, I can confirm that with Kurt Duckworth playing in the sweeper position. As we mentioned before with Ricardo Campbell, he has dropped back from the usual holding midfield role. He'll be partnering in central defense. Adrian Brown, of course, would have played at Cavalier in the last year, but with the transfer window now opening, he now comes back, he being a Humberline player. Also on the bench, Roberto Fletcher has been called back from Highgate to Humberline. All right, we're getting close to kickoff, which we should have when we come back from this break.
In the future, the impossible will become the ordinary. We will reach deeper, push harder, and raise the bar higher. Just like you, we are proud to be Jamaica. So cheers to what we will achieve in the next 50 years, to a refreshing future, a future that begins now. Happy Independence, Jamaica. Red Stripe. Live the legend.
So Damian Williams and Ricky Morgan, the assistants who will be manning the lines, and that man in the middle, Courtney Campbell, unquestionably the nation's number 1. All right, the Cavalier team, black and white from Leighton Duncan's days, they've not changed. And this is the Humberline team, and they're wearing red stocking tonight with full green, taking orders from Jeffrey Maxwell. The Cavalier team, they have a cadre of coaches. From time to time, they switch the lead man, and Amanda McLeod standing over the ball. And of course, he will be partnered by Mark Miller, the man in number 4. There he is, Grace McPherson, the star bowler of the month, not the last one, was it? But he got Star Bowler of the Month award, and a very, very religious man. heard it was in November. Thank you, Brian. All right, so we're underway here at Stadium East. It's very, very cool at the moment. Very good atmosphere for which the players to strut their stuff. Good surface as well. We just need some good football to match all of that. And Humberline in possession early. Jeffrey Maxwell, he preaches possession football. It doesn't matter. Keep the football. Once you have it, the opposition can't do a thing with it. Here they come forward, though, the Humberline team. Their first foray into the Cavalier 18-yard area. Here is the man, Claudius Blackburn. Very, very confident player. I think he thrives on confidence more than anything else. A wonderfully talented player, but his confidence is through the roof.
Yes, and second place in the standings just before Kurt Ramby's effort to win the game for Annie Gardens last night. He would have been joint top scorer, but now in second with 8 goals.
And of course, he's the brother of Marcelino Bassa Blackburn, who plays his football at Arnett Gardens. One of these players, Claudius Gijon, who never really, stood out as a schoolboy footballer, actually is now making his name pretty much the same way Asafa Powell did at the big level, right? But it's really, really a joy to watch, especially when he's on the go. This is Gervin Brown, the captain, a player who knows his way around the league, and Fabian Nethersole did the business for Santos and Carlton's Panna Dennis, and scored that opener against Tivoli on that afternoon. They were simply peerless. Cavalier could have really, really swamped Tivoli Gardens on their home field. One of the teams, though, that had really done well in the second round didn't have the greatest of first rounds.
Indeed, they've responded well and they've made adjustments, especially in defense, picking that up as an area of concern. Switch things around and have been bearing fruit from those efforts, Cavalier.
So Garris McPherson will get his first touch of the football. And it's Damian Claims on the near side. And Ricky Morgan across. And they're waiting for some early magic. We've seen some early goals so far, not only in the league, but in our Monday night coverage of the Red Stripe Premier League.
Organization key here. Both teams have a 3-man defensive unit.
Right. So this is their 10th game, Humberline, in this round. Actually, they're in 9th game, and they've only won 2 of them. Here they are. And those 2 came against Highgate and Savannah, the first 2 under Jeffrey Maxwell. They drew against Boys Town and were humbled by Portmore on their last mission out at Effortville. A team with a great, massive following. But like most local teams, the following only lasts while the team is doing well. Good move here by Cavalier. Referee Courtney Campbell says, not a problem at all. Nethersole, nippy little player, always looking for the goal. He's an instinctive striker. Doesn't need more than a half a chance to make you pay. Cavalier attacking. This is Blackburn. One moment he's on the left, the next he's on the right. Not singing from the same hymn sheet as his teammate Jeffrey Henry.
Cavalier really having a blind off around so far. 5 games won, 2 losses.
Changing of direction, Sean Coleman with possession for Humberline. A delicate chip forward. McLeod back to goal. Miller looking for a sniff, kicked over just on top of the D. Courtney Campbell right in front of the action, and he points forward, indicating a free kick to Humberline. They're not happy with that decision, clearly. That's David Layla, one of the assistant coaches at Cavalier. Let's have a look at what took place. This is a flick into the area by Coleman. And McLeod, a big, strong, burly player, didn't manage to keep possession, but Miller got a bit of the football, and he was kicked over on that occasion by Gervin Brown, the captain of Cavalier. So a dangerous spot from which to concede a free kick. Very dangerous early opportunity for Humberline. Zico Herrera, 2 seasons ago, he was banging these in. Came back from a career-threatening leg injury and not been the same player. He's not fallen off terribly, but he's not been the kind of player that we saw when they came into the league. And it does seem as if he's going to have the leg up on this one. And now he's actually playing as one of the 2 central midfielders for Humberline in this encounter. So he has been known as a player with a lot of pace. All right, let's see. Zico Herrera runs up, kicks, and miles away from Garise McPherson's goal. Lacking direction, that effort from Zico Herrera. Just speaking about maybe losing some of his pace.
Zicarera, but has the experience being deployed tonight in central midfield and partnering Omar Walters. There we see the effort. Drifting well wide. So both teams potentially could cancel each other out. Both playing with a three-man defensive unit. Three clear identified defenders, central defenders, both employing sweepers. O'Shane Jenkins, the number 12 man, is a sweeper for Cavalier, while Kirk Duckworth will be sweeping for Humberline, the number 21 player.
Right, so the Humberline team just taking away their injured player, Omar Walters. Took a knock. Jeffrey Maxwell there taking the opportunity to give one or two instructions. So we've played 6 minutes in the game, waiting on the opening goal. And we've been spoiled by these early goals that we've seen in the league so far this season.
That record is now safe.
The one for the earliest?
Yes.
Yes, for sure. And we remind you about the permutations. If Cavalier go on to win tonight, they will be top of the second round and they'll move to 5th in the overall standing. Humberline, they're 10th at the minute and can only move maybe 2 or 3 spots up. They're out of the second round reckoning, having won just 2 games. Nether Soul taken care of there on that occasion by Ajiran Brown, who knows Nether Soul very well, having played here on loan.
The encounter being very physical so far. Both sides really ensuring that they make their presence felt. Won't be a cakewalk, but free kick opportunities and coming in central areas. Now it's Cavalier's turn to have a goal at goal. Jeffrey Henry, central midfield player, number 14 man. But looks like it's the number 21 who's striding up to take it.
Here it is, the free kick for Cavalier. Well, at a shot, the goalkeeper failing to hold on to it, and arriving on the doorstep for Cavalier, the number 16, putting it in the back of the net. Gregory Gale. Well, it's actually the number
Delon Wilson,
Delon Wilson, number 26.
The left wing back player, really progressing and making the best of the spilt opportunity.
Donovan Alvaranga was the player who struck the free kick. The goalkeeper failing to hold on to it. Look at this. Really should have gathered it. Didn't. And arriving was Delon Wilson. And we make that minute number 8. Cavalier taking the lead.
Poorly dealt with by Garth Heron. Really going to scoop, and I could only try to describe that as a scoop.
We really should have taken that one.
And it spilled delightfully for the left wing back, Delon Wilson. So Cavalier making the best of their opportunity from a central free kick. The central defender, Alvaranga, the man taking it. Heron not able to deal with it.
Yeah, you've got to give Alvaranga the credit for getting the ball through the wall. It didn't go around the wall. It actually went through the wall. And the goalkeeper just can't understand why he wasn't able to gather the ball. To me, it was a regulation.
And if you feel like you can't go and gather with the pace coming on it, it's best to parry. Parry wide, put it around your post, be safe. But you can't afford to give up the rebound as Aaron did on that occasion.
Here they come again, Cavalier. They're looking for a second one.
But to the fans of Red Stripe Football Mondays, it's an early goal.
This time the goalkeeper gathers.
And breaking last week's stalemate, we're back. And who knows? We could be in for more goals tonight.
Ball in the area. And McLeod. Carice McPherson. He followed that one closely. Eyes on the ball all the way. At one stage, you got the impression he wasn't going to even attempt going after that one. But he saw that he was dipping and dipping prodigiously. And just to make sure, He attempted the save and making sure that it didn't lodge in the back of his cage. But good effort there from Armando McLeod.
The point man, Armando McLeod.
All right, so can no longer take any part in this game. Let's at Amar Walters. Right. And
Amar Walters was playing in central midfield along with Zika Herrera for Humber Lions, so adjustment will have to be made. Maybe suffering just a bit of concussion there.
Cavalier having to defend. McLeod already trying to prove a handful for this tidy Cavalier defense. So Humberline hit early and hard.
So the strategy of going very physical very early, there's always a risk giving up free kicks in those dangerous central areas. Cavalier is the beneficiary. Humberline getting a free kick just prior to that, just on or about the D of the 18-yard box. Zika Herrera wasn't able to get it even close.
Throw. Humberline not allowing Cavalier to step up a gear after scoring that goal. It's very important, having conceded, that you don't allow the opponent to suddenly just get totally on top of you. And the Humberline team, they've responded quite nicely.
They have, and you see their 3-5-2 formation really taking shape now. A sweeper along with the two central defenders, left back there.
Reese McPherson.
But Humberline is really intent on attack. They have not shrunk from those duties, and they want to get a goal back as soon as possible.
Long kick downfield by Reese McPherson. Cavalier getting to the ball a lot quicker than Humberline. So a stretch there for Claudius Blackburn.
Just seeing that earlier looping header from
rare
McLeod.
good moment.
Keeper ensuring there was no trouble, but it was well over.
Ball is played laterally. So Cavalier having more of the ball possession. Well, Reese McPherson. Claudius Blackburn, a massive fan there of the young striker. Yet to really spring to life so far tonight. But I'm sure Jeffrey Maxwell knows exactly what he's up against in a Blackburn-Nethersoul combination.
Yes. Twin threats for Cavalier up front. Both well capable of putting away opportunities.
Zico Herrera, well, not Miller, not bad. Cavalier has scored some 23, and they've also conceded 23. So they've cancelled themselves out. Midfield aerial battle. Blackburn again was a target. So they opt to go for Blackburn on most of these occasions. Cavalier, and why not? He's a red-hot striker. Adrian Brown just cutting that one out just now. Good move here by Humberline. Kicked over in front of referee Courtney Campbell. Nothing more than just a slight word there with the offending player. Rudolph's speed. Good turn, nice skill. Adrian Brown exhibiting there. Had to be taken out. And a free kick won by Humberline.
Let's see if Humberline can make this opportunity pay. McLeod is good with his head. No doubt will be a target.
So Jeffrey Maxwell looking to see what the outcome of this free kick will bring, what the end product will be. Nice high floated ball headed back across the goal. But again, the Cavalier defenders were back in numbers and dealt with them quite easily. So Cavalier, well, as we look again at this free kick,
Flighted
high
in.
ball, nicely flighted. And clearance made by the Cavalier defense. So one moment they were defending, now they're attacking and looking for a bit of protection around that goal on minute number 8, given to them by their number 26 player, Dallon Wilson. So Humberline taking their own sweet little time, not been outplayed tonight, you know, holding their own and matching Cavalier. The goal so far, just the difference between the teams. I suppose they've cancelled each other out. The goal aside, they've cancelled each other out in terms of ball possession and their general run of play.
They have both hard running teams working hard.
Humberline has a goal difference of -9, 19 goals for, and 28 against. So they've been leaking goals, Humberline. Herrera. Coleman. He's giving the ball away. He's looking to pick out Martin Miller, who has a slight resemblance of Carlington Smith. Not on the team sheet tonight as we take a look at the Humberline bench.
Injury.
Herrera just trying to work himself back into the form that we saw that made him one of the leading midfielders in the country when Humberline came into the Premier League and before Jeffrey Maxwell got there. So free kick to Cavalier inside their own half of the field. Blackburn has been closely marked. And you could see the thinking on the part of the Cavalier coaching staff, Gijon. One moment he's on the left. When things are not going his way, they move him to the right. He's not the kind of player who likes to be going through periods of the game without the ball at his feet.
Any good centre forward has to have mobility and good movement in his game. To get those goals and goal scoring opportunities, you really have to do a lot of work off the ball. It's important for a forward when he doesn't have the ball to really be working channels, working space, getting in between the lines of defense and midfield of the opposing team.
This is Blackburn.
Looking to create space for himself.
Gervin Brown, the captain, chasing all the way out of midfield.
We did say both teams, as they are set up, neither wanting to give any quarters. That's why you see the hard tackles coming in and the free kick opportunities. And we did say quality would make the difference in terms of the result tonight. The lack of quality from Garth Heron has made a difference so far tonight in terms of him spilling and coughing up a rebound.
When the teams met at Effortville, it was a late equalizer from Humberline, which broke the hearts of the black and white. Cavalier looked on target for victory on that Sunday afternoon, only for Humberline to score a very, very, very late goal and bagged a point. And tonight, the Cavalier team are again setting the standards, at least as far as goal scoring is concerned.
In the final third, in both final thirds, space is hard to get.
It's a
very hard.
Pretty young team, Cavalier. Portmore United, for long, carried the tag as a team that has youth. Well, Cavalier, they are also showcasing a number of young players. And Rudolph Speed, who is at the head of the organization, says he's building on a 5-year plan with the CFU Club Championship, the ultimate aim.
Ambitious target, but it's a good goal to set. So they look to raise their standards. What I see from Humberline, they're really trying to spread the game. Left to right, laterally. Not a lot of forward passes going so far. Trying to get the space on the flanks to make their inroads into this Cavalier team, who It's a very compact central defensive unit for Cavalier.
This is Coleman. Reese McPherson trying to arrange the placement of his defenders. McLeod. Blackburn coming all the way back to help out in defense. But still Humberline with possession. Probing. McLeod approaching that one with intent. But Reese McPherson read that one very, very quickly. Jeffrey Maxwell just surveying the field. What must be going through his mind? He's a thinking coach. He thinks right throughout the game. Doesn't allow himself to slack off at all, because at the end of the game he could tell you every single thing that happened in the game.
I'm sure they're playing to his instructions right now, keeping possession of the ball, not giving the ball away, and trying to use the space afforded. And the space right now for Humberline is pretty much on the flank, with Coleman being the beneficiary. His delivery, flighted delivery inside the 18-yard box of Cavalier just now, creating an opportunity, but Reese McPherson came forward to take it. And as they build and as they seek to prod and probe, they may well find it difficult. So the quality of the delivery, once Coleman gets that opportunity to deliver, as he has been having for the last two plays, will be important. Cavalier, on the other hand, they may look to break on the counter, looking for the speed of Blackburn.
Here he is, right on cue. The goal scorer, Dylan Wilson. It's a Cavalier throw.
Blackburn being a primary outlet. As we look at the replay, Coleman, delivery, flighted in. McLeod looking to pounce on it, but there was Reese McPherson comfortable with the take.
Here's Blackburn. Just giving the ball away, showing his human side. Has a good understanding with Fabian Nethersole. The combination has provided at least the 9 or 10 goals since Fabian Nethersole recovered fully from that long injury.
Yes, it was always going to be difficult for him to pierce the three-man defensive unit. 3 players in the box with 1 to aim at.
Right, so Humberline warming up.
Dwayne Dunk, the number 16 man. Maxwell probably looking to tactically shift things up. He was forced into the earlier substitution when Walters came off with injury.
Andrew Young believes that Humberline could do with a bit of creativity going forward. Still Humberline searching for that goal that would restore parity, but it is Cavalier who surged forward. Here they come again. Captain Brown in the middle of the park, overcooked. He's trying to play it in the path of Claudius Blackburn, but it was wayward and had a bit too much pace on it. Humberline's his throw. No doubt in his mind, Courtney Campbell immediately indicated, don't be fooled by Blackburn not being in the game yet. He's a silent assassin, as he's known by his friends, Omar Thomas. Well, I can tell you, I know that. Saw him against Tivoli. And I keep talking about the Tivoli game because he was out of the game. And Gijon, he got one ball over the flank and in one motion, to me, one of the goals of the season.
What I wouldn't say he's out of the game. He's doing a lot of work. Actually, he's their main outlet for the forward pass, coming to either flank and getting it. But the space, he just doesn't have the space within to which to operate within the 18-yard box, so he has to come out to get it.
Yes. Well, I suppose they're used
to seeing him
again working so hard in and around the box. Here he is. He's looking there to shoot. That was an easy yellow card. Very, very easy for Coleman. Silly yellow card too. Courtney Campbell was right beside him, and he just tucked the shirt of Blackburn. And again, it is his reputation, Blackburn, which caused Coleman to do that. He was slipping away. When the ball is on his right foot, he's really, really a threat.
And they know he's capable of scoring from outside the box, which I think he was setting up himself to do just now.
He actually opened his body. He was going for the shot. Such the confidence is just running through his body at the moment. And the free kick won here by Cavalier.
Professional foul by Coleman. And duly rewarded with a yellow card.
So, Gervin Brown and Donovan Alvaranga, they are both standing over it. And I'm not so sure if Gervin Brown would not want Alvaranga
Well, he's pleading with him.
Yes,
Well, I think
to have
he
a
has
go.
given up.
Yes, he's got
Alvarenga
to.
will take it. The central defensive player, Alvarenga, his first effort created the assist with the help of poor keeping from Heron. Let's see what this will do for Cavalier.
Will he go for the same thing?
Well, if it worked before, I'm sure he'll go for it again. Power behind the kick.
Let's see what it's like. And anticlimactic, I'm sure.
Went direct, almost too direct, and well wide, safe for Humberline.
So that penny section there for Claudius Blackburn. Very cool evening here at the Stadium East Field. If you're joining us for the first time, we want to say welcome wherever you are watching this game. And in case you're wondering, it was Dylan Wilson on minute number 8 who gave Cavalier that lead.
And Cavalier are playing very cautiously. Even though they have the lead, they're very mindful of what Humberline has to offer. They don't want to be caught on the break, so they're not really committing many bodies forward. Only the 3 attacking players, Gervin Brown and the 2 center forwards for Cavalier, staying up. But even the wing backs, they're really sitting back, not looking to overlap, not looking to press very high. They're sitting deep and allowing Humberline to come and then play the ball up to their front 3.
So the substitution will now be effected. And Dwayne Dunk be coming on, and off goes Sean Coleman. An early yellow card would have helped to make the mind of Jeffrey Maxwell up, I'm sure.
And I think it was already made up.
Before the yellow, you got it? Okay.
Yeah, I think before, because Dunk was being warned. Maxwell obviously not happy with the effort of Coleman. But I thought Coleman, being their most potent, did get some good deliveries into the 18-yard box for Humberline.
So Coleman off, Dunk on.
Purely tactical, no injury there. So let's see where Dunk will go.
And let's see if it's a slam dunk decision by Maxwell to bring Dunk in this early. Normally he's a player who comes on maybe after 70 or so minutes. He's a good player. How will he handle playing the last 12, 13? Well,
but he looks like he goes into the right wing back position.
The last 18 minutes of the first half, and whatever number of minutes he gets in the second. But it's a corner to Cavalier.
Cavalier with another set piece.
Just want to be struck from the far side.
And in games like these, where both teams are organizing defense in the central midfield area, it's very packed. 5 in midfield.
First corner of the game. Nether Soul swings it in. Header on goal there by Blackburn. And has it gone in? No, it hasn't.
And I was just saying, games like these, where it's so tight and close, the set pieces are the opportunities to make a difference. Where the opportunities aren't coming thick and fast from open play. And just now, Cavalier looked dangerous.
So Blackburn is the goalkeeper getting his very first sighting of him. Nicely swung in by Nether Soul.
Flicked on.
And his strike partner reacted quickest in the area. This time though, the goalkeeper, even though he spilled it, managed to hold on the second time of asking.
They're not all that powerful with the header, but it dropped just in front of the keeper, which made it very awkward. He managed to get it. But again, even with that, he seems as if he's going to catch it. I think the safer option would be to punch that over, because it eluding from his grasp, it could have gone again for a rebound.
So Jeffrey Maxwell and Linval Pala Wilson, the former Reno and Jamaican defensive star, working as a coaching team at Humberline. Another corner. The goalkeeper pulled away from his cage, and fortuitously it fell for him. This time he gathered well.
That's Jeffrey Henry, the number 14 man. Central midfield player for Cavalier. On the sidelines,
well,
tended to.
Nico giving his views. He says the Humberline team need to play the neater passes. That's the Maxwell way. Is he indicating that they're rushing it? Let's have a look at the incident which brought about the injury to Jeffrey Henry. Dunk involved in it. Eyes on ball. Look at the concentration. And Henry left to fend on his own. Let's have a look at it again from this angle. Wow. Dunk planted his right foot, and Henry ran straight into it. But Henry's back up and waiting on the authorization from the officials to get back onto the field of play. In the meantime, Dunk is leading this latest Humberline foray. He's brought Mark Miller in.
Already, so the right flank and side of the field for Humberline being the favored attacking flank. Dunk already seeing a lot of the play, been very involved.
So we're on the half-hour mark, and it's still Cavalier holding that very, very important lead. We remind you that if they go on to win tonight, they will be top of the pack in the second round, and they'll move into the top 5 in the overall standing. They couldn't have dreamt about this coming into the league this season, Cavalier. And worse, not the way in which they started the season, losing to, well, they lost their second game to Savannah. Humberline are 4 points above the relegation zone, and Highgate and Savannah, the two teams that are below them.
Poor decision by the number 9 player for Humberline, Jermaine Christian, just now.
Here's the goal scorer, Dylan Wilson.
And a couple of these Humberline players may be holding on to the ball just a bit too long.
Herrera, the elder statesman in this team. Miller's first touch wasn't the greatest, and it has allowed Blackburn to use his speed, trying to win possession for his team.
You know, the effectiveness of the passing game is really looking for the one-time passes when the opportunities present themselves. So the game moves that much quicker, and they're able to catch the opposing team by surprise and break them down. But Humberline not as sharp as they need to be for their passing game to be effective so far.
Just like to say good evening to the fans down in Effortville. You're looking there at Raymond Thompson. He's been there going through his warm-up exercises. Not quite, but he's been warming up for a little
long time.
while. He'd easily say he's overnight food now because he's warmed up.
Almost as if he's been sent to pasture.
Well, it does look like pasture he's out here. So good evening to the fans over in Effortville, the community of Farm, where this club is located. And you're unable to make it into Kingston tonight. I'm sure wherever you're watching the game, you're seeing the pictures clear and beautiful. Not so happy, I'm sure, with the scoreline. But who are happy are the people from the Nannyville communities and the supporters of the Cavalier Football Club. And that's what makes a game so interesting. One set of fans are going to be happy, one are not going to be so happy. But they still have a lot of time to get it right, the Humberline team. Cavalier also having a lot of time to add to what they have already. Free kick won here by Cavalier.
Zico Herrera just clipping up the man Gervin Brown just now. And Cavalier catching Humberline almost in transition, as a poor pass by Dunk gave Cavalier the opportunity to break. Gervin Brown just being stopped in his stride.
So Cavalier free kick. Struck forward. Long searching ball. No question about who the target was. It's almost always Claudius Blackburn, the silent assassin. Good turn by McLeod. Needed a bit of help over on that side. There were 4 Cavalier players around. Wayne, what happened to the creative Warrior Wolf in the Humberline midfield?
Actually,
Kirk Brooks, I can tell you, I heard he's back in the country. Yeah,
he's in training. Actually,
right.
Maxwell confirmed Wolf is in training, but he's also waiting for his international clearance. He would have been playing in Hungary prior, so they're waiting for his international clearance to come through.
Which must happen in January, or else we won't see for the rest of the season.
It's already, you know.
Remember the situation with Marvin Morgan?
Marvin Morgan. So they want to ensure they don't get dock points, you know, using him. So
right.
The backroom staff. But speaking of waiting, it's already January for Liverpool. On the New Year's Eve, Daniel Sturridge was already at Liverpool, and on January 1, he donned the colours, so that was ready. So not sure what's happening, why it's taking that long.
This is the first corner for Humberline. Mark Miller just trying to weave his way around the 2 Cavalier defenders who were attacking the football, and he has managed to eke out another corner for his team, the second one in succession.
And this is good from Humberline. forcing the set piece opportunity of a corner. Now 2 on the trot.
Taken short. Brendan. Well, McLeod, a chance! Right in front of goal, Mark Miller. Another corner. Was that a chance? That must go down as a chance.
So good defensive work. But again, Miller, the goal gaping.
So another corner, a third in a row for Humberline, all in the space of a minute. Gaurice McPherson, the goalkeeper for Cavalier, hands on ball, very, very easily done in the end.
And I may want to say, Cavalier, as we look at it again, the initial opportunity coming, falling, and, well, that must have not seen clearly where the deflection came to.
It came off the defender who was sliding in, hence the corner. Here's Nethersole charging down the right. He has Blackburn in front of him. He has Gervin Brown as captain. Brown looked as if he was going to shoot, decided against it. Possibly the wrong decision. Really should have gone to the shot.
He should have. The quick break opportunity.
Humberline for life. Love my team like that. But we do need a win. 3-1. Kimon, Morris, you want a win and you're even predicting the kind of win you want.
Well, they are playing in an attacking manner, and they're going out to try to get back on level terms.
Henry, Jeffrey is coming in the middle of between the two players, out of nowhere almost.
The passing in midfield not the best so far. No team really able to build the play up as neatly and as accurately as we'd want to see.
Jermaine Christian, well, referee Courtney Campbell again spots something amiss. Cavalier player just rolling.
His challenge is really stemming the flow of the game.
That's Rashidi Clark, who used to play at Arnett Gardens, donning the number 15 for Cavalier. So since coming to the Premier League, since winning promotion, the third time of asking, they've acquired the services of experienced Premier League players, but importantly for them, young players as well, because Rashidi Clark was one of the young brigades at Arnett. An attempted overhead kick there by Amanda McLeod didn't come off.
Amanda McLeod looks in the mood tonight.
Yes. Still Humberline. Ball is in the danger area. Will he be able to swing it in? No, he hasn't managed to do so. And they'll have to start all over again. This time, Gaurice McPherson takes possession for Cavalier. And in the safe arms of one of, if not the goalkeeper of the tournament so far.
Indeed, of course, Gary McPherson won the Premier League with as the number 1 for Portmore United
Rory
last
Stennett
season.
Getting the messages, keep sending them. He thinks that they're spending too much time running back. They need to go forward a bit more. All right, they're not seeing the different advices from you, the fans, but hopefully the coach or the coaches see it. A wayward pass again from Humberline.
Just lacking the quality in the final third. That final pass, lacking. Going wide, that's McPherson. Looks to be in some discomfort. He was very far away from the play. Not sure if he's feeling cramps or what, but he was the play was not with him just now as he crumpled to the ground.
Well, the Cavalier medical personnel, or at least 2 personnel from the bench, are onto the
favoring
field.
his ankle
It's his
area.
right ankle. As we get a shot of his opposite number, Mr. Kite Heron, beaten once tonight, all his own fault. Jeffrey Maxwell always never short on a word or two. And the good old magic spray being applied to the right ankle of Gaurice McPherson.
With precision.
Yes, and a bit of ice to boot. In fact, the famous wet sponge. Cold, I'm sure. And he just wants to make sure.
Ice
fans,
plus magic spray.
Yes.
Well, usually the ice as an on-field application.
There you go.
Not sure about that.
Well, just to make sure. Apply the ice and the magic spray.
That's going to be quite a lot of extra time to be played if we're to wait for the effect of the ice to really soak in.
Yes.
But
Well,
he's back up. So
Rashid.
the combination seems to have done the trick. And,
and Rashid Clark has gone across to have a bit of the iced water applied to his left ankle as well. So we're on 40 minutes. And it's Cavalier still holding that crucial lead, given to them on minute number 8. That's David Layla. And he's the assistant coach. And Woodhouse Speed, who is the president of the Kingston and St. Andrew Football Association, is head of the Cavalier organization. Lofty ambitions he has for the club. This is Dunk. Miller. And it's very, very interesting. We've never seen the head coach of Cavalier. All the coaches we've spoken with in post-match interviews, they're all assistant coaches. I wonder why. And I'm sure we won't be getting that answer within a great deal of speed.
I want to take it that Layla is the head coach.
No, he's not. He's the assistant coach.
So who's the head coach?
There you go. And I'm saying to you, we won't be getting that response with any great deal of speed at the moment. There you go. There you go. Look at him. Look at him.
Are you saying they're playing the entire season without a coach, head coach?
And they're doing well. Suppose they had a coach. All right.
The match card says Coach David Layla.
Never mind what it says. Ask him who he is. This is Darren Wilson. I'll tell you what the match card says. For each game, they have a head coach. So it could be him, and then tomorrow he sits as the assistant coach, and another one gets the head coaching job.
It's a fluid situation.
It's a rotation policy. Yes, but why do you rotate the head coach game after game?
Well, it seems to be working wonders. They're now 3 points away from topping the second round, so if it works, it works.
All right, let's get back to the football. Whoever is coaching them, they're leading.
And pick up Claudius.
Yes, what's Spanner Dennis there? He's coached one or two of these players. Fabian Nethersole, the most famous of them.
Santos being a feeder program for Cavalier at the moment.
So it would appear. Here's Gervin Brown. Good intervention there, and a timely one as well.
Wild.
Herrera.
Lucky too.
Good old-fashioned wild swing of the football at the football.
And Humble Line maintain possession, so this looks good. Can they continue the fluidity of the attack?
Fabian Pascal laying the ball off. This is Amanda McLeod. Out wide is Dunk calling for it. Now he gets it, and he now needs to deliver a crisp pass. Cross. Brendan. Jermaine Christian standing on the edge of the area waiting on that one.
You know, Cavalier may just be, I mean, they are leading, but just question the tactic of sitting back for long periods at a time so far in this first half. They don't seem to be wanting to take the game to Humble Line by committing a bit more numbers up front. They haven't seen the right or left wing back go forward. We just see Gervin Brown, Nethersole and Blackburn up front. Jeffrey Henry joining at times, but maybe
Brown
very wary.
It's like Brown is playing like a third striker, because whenever the play goes forward, he darts forward as well. Cavalier will win by 2-1, says Lavar. Lovable Ronaldo. Let's see.
Gervin Brown designated as the number 10 man, the attacking midfielder in the 5-3-2 formation they have set out. So
on 45 minutes, we'll play 3 additional minutes. This is Zico Herrera. Charged down somewhat. So didn't get the full-bloodedness that he wanted out of that shot. And he wasn't comfortable in the end getting off that shot because he was charged down. Waited maybe a second or two too long.
All Herrera's efforts so far have gone in that direction. As we see him again with the left foot, just speeding well wide, and that actually heading to the mass camp set up here on the stadium complex. So not sure if he has a party that he's setting up to break into very early.
Nethersole. Brown. Cavalier looking for a second to take them into the break.
And waiting for numbers to join in the attack, reluctantly.
This is Jeffrey Henry, under it. Brown. Good work here by Ajiron Brown. So Brown from Brown. Good release there. Mark Miller putting on the afterburners. Wasn't quick enough though. Big shout out to the Cavalier fans from Simon and Lewis watching in Scotland. The silent assassin to get 2. So all the way in Scotland.
Is that Scotland, United Kingdom, or Scotland?
I would think so. We got a text message from Norway last week, and we got one from Sweden, where Ricardo Cousins is playing, and he says he sets up most times to watch the games. And at the moment, based on my time, it is a 5 o'clock in the morning in continental Europe. So they could very well be watching at this time. It's now 10 o'clock in the morning in China, because we did get from a soldier in China says he's watching as well. So Red Stripe Football Mondays far and wide.
Think global.
There you go. There you go. So we're now into the first of the 3 added minutes. Zico Herrera moves forward. Stopped in his tracks there. That time was Mark Miller looking for a bit of sympathy from referee Courtney Campbell. None was coming his way. This is Blackburn, forced to come deep for the football. He's been heavily marked. Closely marked, I should say. Not heavily, but closely marked. Once they can keep him quiet, then Humberline are still in the running for something from this game. This is Amanda McLeod out wide. Christian Miller trying to tee it up, and Christian eventually getting the shot off, but he took a deflection and behind for a corner to Humberline.
Humberline looking to come and inch their way into an opportunity. Just now Christian not catching it, but the effort earning a corner.
So they have committed bodies forward, Humberline. 4, 5, 6 players in the 18-yard area waiting on the delivery. Swung in. McPherson punches.
Swing and a miss.
And I suppose that sums up the kind of night that Humberline
and in
has been having.
particular Jermaine Christian, because that was Jermaine Christian, the number 9 man for Humberline, with a swing and a miss. He has 4 goals so far this season, so he can't score.
And the effort there from Kirk Duckworth.
And that's a sweeper coming up. So this is Humberline getting desperate. They are throwing the numbers forward, and they are taking the game at the moment and looking for the equalizing opportunity.
So we're in the final of the 3 added minutes. And Humberline just playing out the last few seconds. Courtney Campbell took a glance at his watch. And at the break, we'll have a quick chat with the man who is in charge of the nation's #1 ranked football team at the moment. Harbourview is a team, and Vin Blaine is the man. So we'll have a quick chat with him right at the end of this first 45 minutes, which will come anytime now. In fact, we're up on the halftime break, and at the break, Cavalier will head to the dressing room. They're happier. Dylan Wilson on minute number 8, profiting from a spell by goalkeeper Garth Heron. A free kick by Alvaranga that he failed to hold on to cleanly. And Cavalier on minute number 8 took the lead, and they're on their way at the moment to the victory that will push them to the top of the second round standing and 5th overall. We're heading over now to Kiki on the fan zone with Vin Blaine.
Thank you so much, Wayne. Of course, Adidas keeping me warm on this cold night here at our Stadium East. I have with me Vin Blaine, who is indeed the coach for the #1 ranked team in the league right now, and also number 3 in second round. Need to improve on that, Vin. I know. All right, so you've been watching the match tonight. Most persons are curious to know, why are you here? Are we scouting, Vin?
A little of that. You know.
No problem. I want to divulge too much, right?
No.
But you're scouting is what you're saying, keeping your eyes open. What do you think about the teams tonight? Both teams, their form, who is dominating the game, and who is reading the game well?
Well, the Humberline seem to be dominating, but you know the goal is what matters.
Yeah.
You know, I think Cavaliers scoring, they have relaxed a bit.
Right.
But Humberlines have been coming at them, but just not getting past the defense.
And overall, with the advent of social media bringing us on a worldwide, global scale, what do you see in the future for Premier League football?
Well, you know, the Red Stripe Monday Night Football has done a lot for Premier League. I think we needed something like this to really boost the product. And I think if we get more sponsors coming in, you know, to take over part of this, it will help. Because definitely you can see when you go around, I go to a lot of Monday night games, and I tell you, I like the atmosphere, you know, that it brings, and I think this will lift the exposure of the game, and that's what we need.
All right, thank you very much, of course. Vin Blaine, head coach for Harborview, #1 in the league right now. I also see Spano, of course, head honcho for Santos. I don't know what's going on tonight. Anyway, Wayne, back to you.
Thank you very much, Kiki. And we're going to be looking now at the highlights of the first 45 minutes, of course, highlighted by that goal on minute number 8. And in fact, let's start with that goal that we were telling you about. Alvaranga with the free kick. There it is. The goalkeeper, Heron, failing to hold on. And Wilson arriving on the doorstep and expertly just guiding it in the back of the net and celebrating for the Duncan Destroyers on home turf. They're looking for a win that will take them top of the second standing and 5th overall. The celebration on there for Cavalier. So not a great deal happened in the first half, G-John. That goal, though, I'm sure Cavalier won't complain. And let's have a look at the highlights.
Indeed, the highlights. Both teams set up 3-5-2, 5-3-2 as you like, but they've cancelled themselves out. The exception of that poor decision from the keeper Heron, spilling and greatly accepting the rebound, was Devon Wilson to take Cavalier into the lead and almost put them 1 foot at the top of the league in terms of the second round so far. The challenges came thick and fast. Just now, the man, the danger man, Claudius Blackburn, checked in that encounter. This another great opportunity, just been caught by the keeper, but that was again Blackburn getting the downward header, and the opportunity not dealt with as calmly and as comfortable as the keeper would like. But again, the opportunities also came for Humber Lion. Humber Lion came close, but just not close enough. And as we speak, it's 1-0.
And the halftime stats, there you go. It's not a busy stat sheet there. It's basically what you saw in the first 45 minutes that's reflective on the sheet. All right, let's now go and throw to the popular halftime feature. And it's on Claudius Blackburn, is it?
Football is not just a game, it's a way of life. Because football has really teach me a lot when it comes to life. As a youngster, I had a really bad temper. Really bad temper. But football has taught me to be patient, be humble, and just work hard. And one day, I will come. As long as you put your best foot forward and just be disciplined and be humble, it's going to happen. Claudius Blackburn, centre forward, Cavalier Soccer Club. I live in Jonestown, Arnett Garden. I fell in love with the game watching my brother. Who is now at Arnett Garden. From there, he loved the game so much and he make it seem so excited. You know, from there I started playing as a youngster. I played for Cavaliers, I played for my primary school, Jonestown. And from there it just took flight. Tell the truth, sometimes I feel like I'm living on my brother's shadow. Because no matter what, no matter what I do, you always hear Marcelina Blackburn, always. I score a goal on the news. Claudius Blackburn, the younger brother of Marcelina Blackburn, scored today. First Monday night match, and them say, yes, this is the number 13, Claudius Blackburn. He's the younger brother of Marcelina Blackburn. Wow. But I'm just trying to make a name for myself. When somebody see me, them say, oh, Claudius Blackburn. Not when them see me, them say, oh, Claudius Blackburn, the younger brother of Marcelina Blackburn. As a youngster, I played for Cavalier Soccer Club. Moved on from Cavaliers to represent Constant Spring at the Super League level. From Constant Spring to Arnett Garden, under 21s. From Arnett Gardens to Harborview, the under 21. I was actually the captain for Harborview in the second season. Moved on from Harborview, now I'm at Cavaliers where I started out. When I was playing for Harborview, my brother Marcelina Blackburn, who is now at Arnett Garden, he was at Harborview at the time. He wore the number 31 jersey. Me now being his brother and the youngster, they assigned me also to a number 31 jersey as the under 21 player. I wear the number 31 throughout my Harborview career. Now moved on to Cavaliers. I told Mr. Speed, say, Mr. Speed, want number 31, you know. He must say, all right, Claudia, I'm going to deal with the fear with you, I forgot, hold on. They never really have no number 31, so all I did was just flip the one to the next side. Just flip it around and now I wear the number 13. Yo, tell the truth, I've been through it all. Broke my foot, broke my toe. Got a couple bruised ribs, tore my grind. Must have stopped working on my thigh. had a slight tear on my hamstring, a couple wrist injury, got shot in my foot. Wow. 16 years old. I lived with my mother. My father lived just around the road. Mother said, you know, normally I just went up to my father for lunch money. I was walking up there. When they got my lunch money came out, I just came out of my father's yard. I look up the road and I see people I run, but I don't know what. I just see people I run. So me, I just look and take my time I walk. Same time I see somebody just run past me. I'm gonna say, yo, awa. Run past me. As I look up, I see a man masked up just run out and just start firing shots. But that scared me, the whole of my foot scared me. Sometimes I even surprised how I still play football, the things that I've been through. This is my first time playing in the Premier League. My first time ever. And it's scoring so much goal, you know, I'm competing. Right now I'm joint leaders with Tuffy and Disso and Kirk Ramsey. The man, yo, as a youngster, yo, I hear about them man, they score a bag of goal. Tell you the truth, and me now as a youngster. 8 goals tie up with him. Wow, that's amazing for me. Just be humble. Just be patient and work hard. And no matter where I face, no matter what it is, no matter where I go through, just pray, be humble and continue the way you do. And something will happen for you, no matter what.
All right, so after that feature on Claudius Blackburn, we go to a break.
In the future, the impossible will become the ordinary. We will reach deeper, push harder, and raise the bar higher. Just like you, we are proud to be Jamaican. So cheers to what we will achieve in the next 50 years, to a refreshing future, a future that begins now. Happy Independence, Jamaica. Red Stripe. Live the legend.
All right, so welcome back to the Stadium East Field. It's 1-0 in favor of Cavalier, as you're now seeing. Darren Wilson, the goal scorer for the Duncan Destroyers on minute number 8. And the teams, well, Humberline, at least they're back on the field, still waiting on the arrival of the Cavalier team. Gijon, what kind of second half were you expecting when you look at what happened in the first?
Well, this is the second half. I expect Humberland, as they're first to come out, they're ready to do the business. They seem to be the hungrier. Well, they're the hungrier of both teams because they're trailing and they're anxious to get back on level terms. For Cavalier, though, as we saw, I think they're just sitting back and waiting for the opportunity to catch Umberline on the break. And for them, it may be a strategy that could play into their hands as Umberline continues to commit players forward. We see even Kirk Duckworth, the sweeper, moving forward. Adrian Brown, one of the central defenders, as they get the opportunities, they're going forward. And with that, there may be space on the quick break for Cavalier to extend their lead, if it is that Umberline can't pull a goal back very early.
All right, so we're still waiting on the arrival of the Cavalier team. Just to remind you of the scores yesterday, the Harbourview team, they were 2-0 winners over Highgate. Well, yes, we're watching online in Scotland, UK. It's 3 a.m. here. We're rooting for Cavalier, and we thank you very much,
just
Simon.
about 5 or 6 hours
There you
again.
go.
So it's not Scotland Drive.
No,
it's Scotland,
and
United Kingdom.
We just got another text message from someone in England saying they're watching, and we got one from Norway as well. As we mentioned, Sweden, China, where the people are watching the Red Stripe Football Mondays right across the world. And we have got to recognize the power of this project that's called Red Stripe Football Mondays. A massive staff working on this project week in, week out. Loads and loads of hours of work going into it. If Umberline keep on shooting like that, Cavalier will win comfortably, says Daniel. As I say, loads and loads of hours of work put into this project. And the pictures you're seeing here, wonderful, I'm sure. We've been getting the comments from the fans. All right, so Cavalier yet to emerge. They can wait until the second whistle.
Well, I think tactically, a bit of tactics being employed by Cavalier here, making Umberline wait. I hope it won't signal any lethargy to their game in the second half, because, you know, if you sit back and take pressure, you know, errors can be forced from that pressure.
There you
go.
It
could, you know, backfire. So it would be good for the game if Cavalier also seeks to play a bit more, with a bit more intensity in the second half.
For sure.
But
so
let's see how it plays out.
So we're still waiting on the Cavalier team to make their way onto the field. The Umberline team are ready for action and would want to get things going at the moment. Well, they can't until the referee decides that it is time for them to do so. In the meantime, Damian Williams, one of the assistants, he's checking on to make sure that the nets are firmly rooted to the ground, aided by those two pegs at the back. And as I said, they're doing nothing illegal. Love the halftime feature with Claudius Blackburn. And a very, very important point, G-John, you were making. The lady we saw holding on to that Claudius Blackburn placard, it's actually his mother.
Indeed, coming out to support the Claudius Blackburn. The man of the moment.
Not the brother of Marcelino Blackburn.
In his
Absolutely
own right,
not.
The second leading scorer in the Red Stripe Premier League. So,
yes.
As he emerges from the shadows to the main stage.
And another bit of information that we got during the break was that Claudius is actually on loan from Harbourview. So he's still on the books of Harbourview. Claudius Blackburn is the second on the goal scorers list with 8 goals. Yes, we did say that. Kirk Ramsey from Arnett Gardens yesterday scoring against Savannah. There he is, the talismanic figure of Claudius Blackburn. And someone was saying, there he is, there it is. I think his mother is to the left of screen, isn't she?
Yes.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah, we
That's
did
his
see
mother
her
in
in
the
the
green
feature.
top. That's the one we're bringing close up to you. That's the mother of Claude. Is
And
she the
there it
mother
is.
of Marcelino as well? Or is just the mother of Claudius? Well, we don't want to stretch it. No, I'm innocent here. I was just trying to find out if she's the mother of two, like Dwayne Bravo and Darren Bravo. What was happening, you know? So, Garise McPherson. I know absolutely nothing more, and that is the reason why I asked, gentlemen.
Okay, wait. We are waiting for you to furnish us with the answer.
I can't. I will never be able to do so, gentlemen. And while we're at it, let's just say good evening to the fans down in Arnett Gardens watching the match at the moment live on CVM TV. And now that we know that so many people are watching around the world, hello, well, I was going to say good evening or good night to wherever you are. But people in Scotland, it's early morning. There you go. That's his father we're now hearing. Is not, well, for sure, he's the father of both. There's no question about it. All right, so we're underway here for the second 45 minutes of this Red Stripe Football Mondays game, Cavalier against Umberline. And if you're joining us for the first time live on CVM TV, we'll just like to tell you that the
It's
Umberline...
not Royal Palm Estate, where the Blackburns are taking center stage. Wait.
No,
But this is Claudius Blackburn for Cavalier.
Well, I am in the Blackburn, so I know. I know the characters in the Blackburn because I'm in it. But I can't buy Red Stripe for the crew. When Red Stripe sponsors the league, Brian, get a hold of yourself. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand. So the Humber Lion team, if you're joining us for the first time, we know you're just probably getting in from work. The Humber Lion team sporting full green with red stocking, and also the Cavalier team clearly in black and white. And we must say good evening to Chin. She has played a massive role in the startup of Red Stripe Football Mondays. Some of those beautiful girls you saw dancing in the early stages of the project. And we also say good evening to the people on Red Hills Road. We're hearing they're watching the game. So the entire country glued to this project. Throw into Humber Lion, Dunk.
Dunk has seen a lot of the play, so doing the job sent on to do. Let's hope he can be a bit more effective.
Great feature on Claudius Blackburn. It's good to hear the passion for the game coming out like that. Thank you very much, Gomez Hill. So a lot of people seem to be finding favor with that particular feature.
Yes, it was really great to hear Claudius speak as passionately as he did. And he now has the opportunity to be a household name.
And he seems as if he has his head properly screwed on. He says he doesn't want to be referred to as Marcelino's brother, which isn't a bad thing, but he wants to carve out a name for himself. And he's actually doing that at the moment as he watched the Humber Lion team with a throw.
Fabian Pasco to take it.
Fabian Pasco. Flicked on header there by Mark Miller. 1 or 2 aerial battles. That's Ezekiel Herrera. Stringing the passes together for Humber Lion.
So far it's as you were. The patterns of play with Humber Lion pressing and probing, seeking to press high. And they are controlling the game as we speak.
Here's Humber Lion. Control here by McLeod. He's playing further out wide. Started more in the arrowhead, if you like. Here's Zico Herrera. Thought he was going to go for a shot. He's capable of those specials. Here he is again. Spends a great deal of too much time sometimes on the football and eventually does nothing, just like on this occasion.
Especially in his deep-lying central midfield role. Quick, simple passes, keep the game moving, would serve his team much better. Even just now, that was a low percentage play by him.
So, Jermaine Christian and McLeod having 4 goals apiece. And did we say Humber Lion scored 19 goals and they've conceded 28? So they have a goal differential, of course, of -9. Not good return at all. And they've only lost once in the Premier League since taking instructions from Jeffrey Maxwell. This is their 5th game. They won 2, drew 1, lost 1. So this is their 5th game under Coach Maxwell. He's already brought the trophy home because he won the knockouts in Clarendon. So Jeffrey Maxwell has had a good run so far. Sean Yell from Red Stripe there. It's rare to see him without his glass of Red Stripe. Where is it? All right, there you go. Yes, that lady is both Claudius and Bassa's mom. Same mother, same father. Happy family. Thank you very much, Omar Thomas. So we've cleared that up.
Thank you.
Omar is to be believed, and we have absolutely no reason to doubt him. So there you go. So both brothers having the same parents. Through to Humber Lion. McLeod is drifting further away from the 18-yard area. This is Pasco, Fabian, seeing a lot of the football in this second half. Getting some help here from Mark Miller, who is kicked over, still trying to regain his footing. Didn't manage to do so, but his team keeps possession. Nice stroking and shearing of the football here by Humber Lion. Now the ball comes back in. And a free header, in fact, twice. Miller getting onto it, well, missing just missing the final header there, Mark Miller, the number 4. But good movement by Humber Lion. The pass is swung from left to right, and eventually the ball came in. It was a clear header. Was that Christian? Left unmarked. And there's
a
bit of inquisition in the Cavalier defensive area, amongst themselves, that is.
Cavalier absorbing pressure. They do have numbers behind the ball, but if you take that much pressure, errors can occur. And Humberline making the most of it so far. And also, with all the possession they have extra time to practice on the ball. Their passes getting much sharper, much tighter, much more penetrative, and creating a clear-cut opportunity. And it's still Humberline with the game, while Cavalier sits, absorbs, and soaks it all up.
Another firm header away by Humberline. This is Zico Herrera. He brings Fabian Pascoe into the running. Humberline operating on the left flank. Miller again.
Not getting any protection from
he
the
gave up the
referee.
ball so easily. And another feature, G-John, is this young man in number 2, Ricardo Campbell. Well, let's have a look at this tantalizing cross that came into the
Christian
area.
with the header. Then it was Miller.
It was a disappointing header.
Yes.
Really should have gotten that on target. It was unmarked. And he was staring at the goal. Here is the man of the moment, Claudius Blackburn. Silky smooth skill. I just love his confidence. Goalkeeper Heron dragged away from his cage. Palm on ball. No problems at all. Cavalier giving as much as they're getting.
Now, Cavalier sat back and absorbed so much of the ball. It's almost as if they've forgotten how to pass it once they've regained possession of it. The momentum is a very important part of football, and if you allow the momentum to go away from you on the tide of the game, you can easily find yourself on the back foot. But still, they are leading Cavalier a 1-0. So the tactics being employed to sit back and not try to get in the game and raise the intensity of it, it's working for them so far as long as they maintain this 1-0 lead.
Throwing over on the far side, and a substitution will be made. The final one by Humberline, Amanda McLeod. And this is Roberto Fletcher. They call him Haiti. Played at Waterhouse, played at Humberline. Well, he's not playing at Humberline. Played at Waterhouse. He went down to Benfica.
Highgate as well.
He was at Highgate. And he was at Tivoli as well. So he knows his way around the league, Roberto Fletcher.
Would have been a veteran way back to the times when Waterhouse won the league. He would have been there.
There's a young player who came in under Wayne Fairclough, the last coach to win the Premier League with Waterhouse. And a player who knows his way around the 18-yard area and can hurt you.
He has pace as well.
There you go. Here's Cavalier, though. Here's a player with loads of space, Fabian Nethersole. And the shot just going high. But you're going to get this kind of things from Fabian Nethersole. He's an instinctive striker. He's a striker that it's very difficult for him to pass the football. He doesn't know how to do that. He has one thing on his mind once he gets the ball in and around that area. And that is why he scores so many goals.
Well, he has done it at the Super League level. Has had a couple, or at least one, so far in the Premier League. Hoping to carry that goal-scoring form at the national level.
Here's Fletcher, his first touch of the football. Good turn. Pascoe's cross is met by the head of Rashidi. But Humberline looking like a team transformed in this second half. They're playing a lot better than we saw in the entire first half already.
Well, they have gotten the space. So the midfield, Cavalier has given up the midfield essentially. So they have the space in midfield. Cavalier pretty much clogging their defensive area, the final third, with the players really low, sitting so low.
To be honest, your female colleague is worth staying up for. Far easier on the eyes than the UK commentators.
And there she is, taking the plaudits.
Hold on, Simon, you're all the way in England and you're seeing Kiki. She looks better than the UK commentators. Then Sopo Yesichin. Wow. Well, Kiki in England.
Yellow card.
And it goes to Fabian Pascoe. So, Kiki, I wonder if she knows exactly what's going on in England. Maybe not. Thank you very much, Simon. And please spread the word. Spread it all over England. Red Stripe Football Mondays, bigger than the Premier League.
Another opportunity for Humberline to...
Pascoe. Crowded area. And the Cavalier, they are defended with 10 players on that occasion.
To be fair, they've been hard to break down so far, but Humberline is looking good because there's no pressure on the ball in the midfield area from Cavalier. They've been given the space and they're using the space well as they build up and go into the attacking third. But as they get into the attacking third, still not able to quite break down the resolute Cavalier defensive unit.
That's the confirmation of the yellow card shown to
Shane Jenkins, the sweeper for Cavalier.
Another soul. Skipping away, almost giving the ball away. Henry trying to bail him out, but he too had to skip away from the tackle. Now Fletcher in a foot race.
He got a foot as well with that clearance. Seems fell in a heap. Caught by the defender as he attempted to clear. Chase. Here we see the replay. Ball played in over the top for the pace of Fletcher. And that foot, trailing leg, just going up. Held him, then knocked him, I would say inadvertently, the head.
Fletcher just checking to make sure
if there's any blood. He would have felt those pegs.
Corner to Humberline.
Humberline really on the attack, on the offensive, really taking the game to Cavalier.
Well, we're spotting the president of Sporting Central Academy in that crowd. Has some interest in this. Let's look at this one. Gary McPherson pulled away, spilled, and gathers. Second time of asking. So, is it a problem with this side of the field? It's the second time we're seeing this tonight. Then usually competent Gary McPherson spilling.
Well
it's the
done
first time
by
for the night.
Campbell there. Bit of play defensively. Expertly clearing his lines just now.
Let's have a look at this again. This is a corner. Swung in nicely. Good aerial shot of the football there. McPherson was very, very, very confident approaching the football, but somehow it spilled, and he was able to gather it the second time of asking. As we look at Humberline coming with another attacking move. Fletcher, the looping header.
Looks good.
More in hope than anything else.
But great delivery with the overlap. Humberline looking very promising. Excellent play. Look at that cross coming across.
Wonderful. From
Adjuran Brown. And that's a central defensive player. He's really been intent in getting into attacking positions. Almost reminds me of David Luiz of Chelsea.
My problem there
always
was that
intent to join the attack, but just now did so very effectively, very expertly.
Fletcher should have attacked the football. He waited for years for it to come down for him.
That was an excellent opportunity to attack and try to get a header, which would have gone down and really give the keeper, Gary McPherson, a bit of trouble.
Let's have a look at this. This is Blackburn controlling on the chest, giving the ball away, and Henry always willing to mix it up
and throw himself into the challenges.
So back to the live picture. Irvin Brown to Nether Soul. And
again, only three players committed up front for Cavalier, even as they seek to build the play. No one really anxious to get up there to join the attack. So inevitably, Humberline retained possession.
So we're approaching the hour mark, just about the time that coaches normally look to see what options they have available on the bench to kind of liven things up. Well, the Cavaliers are the only team tonight that can make a substitution because Humberline, they've used up their all three substitutions already.
Yes, Mark Miller coming off just earlier for Humberline, and Roberto Fletcher took his spot.
Christian
up front,
trying to turn away from Henry. Did so. Just need to keep possession of the football, Humberline. They look good in patches, and you can see glimpses of a team that knows exactly what it's doing. It's another substitute warming up.
And we don't see Thompson, who was highlighted earlier.
No, I suppose he's retaking his place on the bench. Who we're seeing there instead is the number
Gregory Gale, number 16. And Roy Forbes, the number 19.
Kirk Duckworth. Reminds me so much of Durant Brown when he's really on top of his game, Kirk Duckworth.
And in open play in the build-up, Humberline are looking much better because there is not a lot of pressure on them as they build the play coming forward.
It's actually a wide open game. So we're now hearing that Gale will come in for Rashida Clark. And we need not to tell you it's for Cavalier because Humberline, they have no substitution left. And we're now on the hour mark. And as I say, this is a time that coaches look around with 30 minutes to go to see how best they could either shore up and keep what they have, or for the ones trailing to see how they can go forward and get themselves back into the game. So throw over the far side to Cavalier. Gervin Brown.
A couple things could happen here as Cavalier sit back. There's always the opportunity for the quick counter. The more Humberline commit numbers going forward. Or Humberline could get the fruits of their labor.
Throw into Humberline over on the far side. And referee Courtney Campbell was just attending to Gervin Brown, who went down after trying to keep the ball in play. Just stretching there from a medical man who worked at Arnott Gardens for years suddenly. So it's not only the players who move, but the backroom staff sometimes do. And the Humberline team finally completing the throw-in. This is Duckworth. Has Ricardo Campbell available to him. Decides instead to go for Amanda McLeod.
Again, the build-up on the right.
McPherson again pulled away. A chance. Pascoe playing it across. Timely intervention. Timely intervention from the Cavalier defense.
Cavalier against the ropes now, and it's still more pressure to come.
The ball is still in the area. A chance here for Morgan. And is it a corner? Has he won himself a corner? Yes, he has.
He has.
So a bit of pressure being applied here by Humberline, taken quickly. No, says the referee. Not quite so.
Not so fast. Amanda McLeod, the player down. And again, you allow yourself to sit back, absorb all this pressure. Errors can happen. And from those errors, opportunities for the opposing team. Just now, Humberline getting a couple looks, quick looks in.
So it now seems as if Gale is ready. And he'll come in. That's Gregory Gale. And he'll take the place of Rashida Clark as soon as the referee and his assistants are ready. McLeod, though, is still down. Linval Palo Wilson has found his way onto the field, the assistant coach over at Humberline. He was head coach for 2 matches when Lenny Hyde and his crew resigned the post.
That crew now at Sporting Central.
Well, not quite, because I was talking to Lenny today and he said he's not really the man. He's just hanging around a little. But he told me today, in fact, we're going to have him on tomorrow night, and he was telling me that he's not the head coach. Yes. So make no mistake about it. Jeffrey Maxwell is a coach at Humberline. We know that as a fact.
Did Mike Henry took a few games?
Well, I'm not sure. Jameel Hardware just tuning in all the way in Tampa, Florida. Love the Monday night football game. Jameel, big up yourself, boss.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be on his way over into Sweden. Jameel, let us know what you're doing in Florida, because as far as we know, you are supposed to be heading back to your Swedish club. So you're there in Tampa, Florida, watching the game. You see the reach of Red Stripe Football Mondays.
He's in the hot climate of Florida for the winter break?
Well, he was here in Jamaica, and when he left, we thought he went back to Sweden. Well, as you notice, you're not missing any football because they're trying to sort out Amanda McLeod, who went down following his attempt at getting Humberline back on level terms.
Left. It could leave Humberline one short if he doesn't recover, but him not able to, on his own right, walk off the field, it doesn't put a positive signal.
Well, in all fairness, one of the changes was a force, eh?
It was.
So,
but still, they'll be down to 10 men.
For sure.
Quite some time left in the game.
For sure.
And McLeod doesn't look like he's getting back on his feet anytime soon.
Jeffrey Maxwell is just coming across to have a look, see what's happening. All right, the corner. Number of green shirts in the area waiting on the delivery. High, and Fletcher directing it on goal, but Garise McPherson standing his ground. He's such a competent goalkeeper. Very confident as well.
Keeper well positioned. Looks easy. See the replay. Flighted corner. Fletcher goes up well, nods it, but finds the arms safely.
Of Garise McPherson.
Garise McPherson.
Won the Premier League last season with Portmore United. Welcome back to the live pictures. So it's Humberline with possession. Again, if you're joining us, we know you keep joining us from time to time wherever you are in the world. We can now safely say if Cavalier should go on to win tonight, they will go top of the second round standing, and they will go 5th in the overall standing. Humberline will be rooted in the position that they are in at the moment, in 10th position, just ahead of Highgate and Savannah FC. So it's very, very crucial and important for both teams tonight.
So we've had 26 going 27 minutes of play so far, and it seems as if for the second half Cavalier have come out with that lethargy signaled by their late arrival, relatively late arrival to the pitch.
Yes, and we were taking a look, Gijon, just before the start of the game to see what's the situation heading into the final round of games, and we'll tell you about it in just a minute. We do know that Mobay United will be traveling down to Savannah. A free kick deep into the area, another header won there. So the Humberline team, they're winning a lot of headers in that crucial area. They're just not able to get them, well, one or two of them on target, but they're not able to get them past Garees McPherson.
As it stands, Cavalier have parked the bus.
Or the whole depot. They've taken parking the bus to a whole new level.
Against JUTC.
Yeah. Where Cavalier will go from here?
Well, with the 1-goal lead.
No, who they play next? Because it's important to highlight that as well. We're looking at it. We'll tell you in a second. We know Mobay Harborview will play Arnett Gardens. We know that much. So we're just trying to put in the teams who are still in with a chance.
In a moment, where Cavalier, they play.
Right. So we're just trying to pencil, to give you a clearer indication as to what will happen in the final round of the competition, irrespective of what happens here tonight. At the moment, though, on live table, Cavalier are going top. And Cavalier will go to Draxall. They'll be playing against Highgate at Draxall. Right, so they travel. Harborview will be home. They're in the running as well against Arnett, who are there as well.
Montego Bay United, they play Savannah.
In Westmoreland.
In Westmoreland, but Savannah haven't drawn 2 goals all with Boys Town. They'll take confidence and comfort from that.
There you go. All right, so a mouth-watering final round of second-round matches on Sunday. And we're looking so forward to see who will emerge with those 2 tickets to the second end of round final. In the meantime, we're watching Cavalier coming forward once more. They're looking to make sure that they keep this 1-goal lead and possibly add to it. Blackburn has not yet really gotten a sniff. The only real contribution from him tonight was that header, looping header from a corner when in the first half of the game. But since that, he's been really, really taken care of by the Humberline team.
His supply chain has been cut off because Cavalier have really been sitting back. Now they seem to be coming back into it, looking to press forward, committing more numbers, but Humberline resolute in defense. That time, Ricardo Campbell clearing his lines.
Henry playing it out wide, clearly looking for it to be swung back in. And it was, but Ricardo Campbell, well, Kirk Duckworth getting it away. Chase is on for Fletcher. 1 against, 4? So almost impossible. Keeps possession, though, via a throw. Calling for it is Fabian Pascoe, way over on the left. Has Dunks spotted him? No, he hasn't. But they still keep possession, Humberline. Very, very key and crucially. Unable to keep his foot in that time was Roberto Fletcher, and he has given Cavalier an opportunity to attack, and that's the only thing, an opportunity, because they've lost possession again.
But Cavalier's renewed confidence coming with Humberline playing a man short.
That was overcooked. Too much on that one from Christian.
Well, Cavalier should realize that Humberline still have Amanda McLeod off the pitch. Not seeing it. No, he has.
I'm not so sure he can take it. He's
yes,
off.
He's
That's
off
it for him for tonight.
So
they'll play the last 20 minutes of the game and the first 5 that he was off for. So they'll play 25 minutes with 10 players. There he is. That's Amanda McLeod.
He's out.
Heavily bandaged right knee.
Unfortunate for Humberline. They were really taking the game with 10 men. Well, they'll have to dig deep. Let's see how well conditioned the team is, because they have a good 20 or so minutes remaining.
They've not only lost a player, they have lost their leading scorer, and that's Rashida Clark going off. Gregory Gale making his way onto the field. So they've lost a player, yes, but they've lost their joint leading scorer in Amanda McLeod, who was really proving to be a handful for the Cavalier defense.
Well, we should see much more enterprise from Cavalier now, realizing that they have one less player to worry about. Sure, they'll look to commit a few more numbers up front, and we could again see a momentum shift in this game with Cavalier coming to the fore. So
Humber Lion under par and below par. They're 1-0 down and a man down. This is Henry. Wilson. So Fabian Nethersole will be the next person sacrificed for Forbes. The Duncan Destroyers, minute 70 approaching 71. So unofficially 19 minutes remaining in the game. Pasco turns expertly, looking for passing options, being frustrated because there was none. And now Fletcher has to take up the role that Amanda McLeod, look at him, being taken away. Does seem as if he's going to be out for a little while, not only for tonight.
Knee. Ice, heavily bandaged.
So Cavaliers stream forward once more. Donovan Alvaranga. Blackburn. Stopped in the nick of time.
Last minute tackle there, saving the day. Humber Lion now have to reorganize. Roberto Fletcher, the lone man up front. Jermaine Christian, the player, the number 9, closest to him. In the attack as the options. Just look at this now.
So it's a through pass to Blackburn.
Yes, and again that man Alvarango getting forward. And just there, Adrian Brown doing his central defensive duties well, intercepting and clearing.
Good run there from Blackburn, just not able to take the ball along with him. But Brown must be given credit for that timely interception as we come back to the live picture with Cavalier and a goal kick. So he suffered a dislocated right knee, Amanda McLeod.
That diagnosis sounds scary.
It didn't look that way initially, and because of that, I would really like to have a look at it again, because it really didn't take it that seriously. The dislocated right knee. It's going to be out for a while. It's going to be out for a while. Well, Forbes is off. Forbes is on. Nethersole is off. I suppose it comes down to the extent of the damage to the knee. And the fact that they could still have him sitting on the bench, is he? Or he's been taken away? Because that could give an indication as to the extent of the damage. If he sits on the bench still, that it means in the opinion of the medical personnel on the bench that he's not that serious, so much so to be taken away to hospital. A long-range effort there coming in. And another one should at the moment. Alvaranga.
Shot coming in.
Well, it was
number
actually
27.
Yes, it wasn't Alvaranga on that occasion. It was actually Andre Forbes, his first
sight of him.
And it's his first touch of the football. How audacious. Just came onto the field and immediately wants to get onto the score sheet.
Well, now much more space on the pitch, especially for Cavalier, with the man advantage as a result of that injury to Amanda McLeod.
Duckworth is getting the better of Gervin Brown, the captain for Cavalier.
Good work from Duck just now.
This is Brown. Henry got in his way. The pass was intended for Gale, and maybe it's a good thing it didn't get to Gale, because just now he got one and it rolled under his right foot, and it has allowed the Humber Lion team to go on the attack. This is Christian. Good move, wonderful move from Humber Lion. Good move, Pascal. Poor finish to a wonderful move.
I think the opportunity was still there for yet another pass. There was Fletcher waiting.
You know, I'm not going to blame him for going for that. The execution was poor. But if you look when he got into the area, he had room.
Fletcher starting the play.
Let's follow it.
Out to Christian. Christian looks.
Now this is Pascal right in the foreground. He's trying to make his way in.
Pascal makes a run, gets it.
I'm not going to blame him for the effort. The execution maybe, but not the effort. The execution.
Took a shot in front of goal.
That went for a throw.
Horrendous.
Here he is. Well, Christian.
10 men have the fight and the stomach for this, and they're pressing the game. It's almost as if now we see why Cavalier were sitting so deep.
Good cross. And again, Christian, a second bite of the cherry.
So how many opportunities are Humberline going to get and not capitalize?
Was Zico Herrera in the offside position? Seems as if he was the only person there when the ball came from Christian. I'm not sure it would have counted. Jeffrey Maxwell.
You don't believe that this team is playing with 10 men?
Not able to sit down, Jeffrey.
I think Cavalier just relaxing, taking their foot off the gas a bit. They were much tighter, much more compact early on in defense.
Gomez Hill, one of our regulars. Cavalier need to press home the advantage, he says. Well,
not a lot of pressing from them at the moment.
Just about 13 minutes unofficially to go in the game. And Cavalier, it seemed a lifetime ago that they scored. More than an hour now, actually.
Scored in 7
good
minutes
turn.
of play.
Shot! A whistling past the left upright of Gareth Heron's goal. What must he now be thinking, Jeffrey Maxwell? It's a very hard taskmaster.
Lacking the quality inside the box to finish the opportunities that they've got. Christian had a great opportunity. Good save, though, from Gary McPherson. Positioned himself very well to block the effort.
Mark Miller should have stayed on a little longer. He looked the most dangerous for Humberline. Well, the corruption. That's an opinion of yours. As we look at Christian trying to dart into the 18-yard area. Really, really should have put his way in front of the Cavalier defender and invite the tackle. He ran away from it.
The sweeper Jenkins doing well to clear it.
Gale. Good control. Good first touch. Very good first touch. That's the importance of a good first touch. It allows you to do so many things that you wouldn't normally do without it. Now he needs to get a good cross. Looks like a good player too.
Lively.
And you hear well done coming through our sound effect microphones. That's David Layla, the
Content.
assistant coach at Cavalier.
Well,
and on the sheet it says he's a coach. The finishing in this league is sometimes so dismal. David Hill, that's a view as well.
Well,
do you agree with that, Jijan?
Lacking.
Yes.
Lacking. And it shows up in the numbers. It's been a while, a few years well. Trevon Hodges, the last player to get over 20 goals. He got 25.
Scored 10 in 1. And on that very same day that he scored 10, Lane scored 6 because it was a race between the two of them. 2 men, 16 goals on a Sunday.
Any given Sunday, that won't happen.
Long high ball, thought it was out. He went for safety first, and that's a goal scorer, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, that's a sore point, the finishing, especially inside the box. Gilt-edge opportunities not taken.
Corner. Half cleared. Still a chance for Humberline. Ricardo Campbell found himself in an unfamiliar position and didn't make use of it. In all fairness, though, his back was to goal and the pressure still on. Eventually, a bit of respite for Cavalier.
Well, if a goal is to come, it seems as if it's going to come from Humberline. If we were to go with the balance of play so far. Humberline really dominating the play. We see the replay again. The ball not getting a hold of it. Not getting a hold of it, the Humberline player. Disappointingly. Just going out for a goal kick.
So we're into the last 10 minutes, unofficially, of this Red Stripe Football Mondays game here at the Stadium East Field. It's Cavalier who are leading and looking to go further ahead. This is Gale, cuts one way, then the next. Still with possession, Cavalier. This is Blackburn, sent further out. And his cheeky little back heel didn't quite come off.
So finally, Cavalier awake from their slumber. Ignited by the play of Gale so far. He has made a difference.
Look at this. A
coming
dislocated right knee would be an emergency and needs reduction immediately.
Well, by that reduction,
yes,
or is that relocation? Well, maybe that's a medical opinion coming in.
Yes.
If it's reduction, the knee is heavily bandaged. Maybe that's the ice being put on it, but that means he needs to get medical attention.
Yes, and this was my first thought. Why not taking away? Again, Gale has been good since coming onto the field just now. That chip forward, it's a bit overcooked. So Humberline having just about 9 minutes plus what will be added for stoppages to get back on level terms. Herrera.
So Thompson coming in from the cold shortly.
Finally, not shortly, finally.
Called from the pasture. The number 7 man for Cavalier.
We're seeing the funny side of it, aren't we? But he was the first to be warming up.
Yes.
And he's the last to go on.
From about the 10th minute of play.
He may very well just come on to be the hero.
Raymond Thompson.
Yes. He'll be coming on for Jeffrey
So
Henry.
it means he'll be playing in a central midfield position. Henry has been occupying central midfield.
Well, it depends on how they're going to arrange it, because they could very well be shoring things up. Here's Cavalier. Gale. Managed to...
They've been shoring things up since minute 20.
Yeah, they get it shut off at all. They just want to hold a bit to see how this player recovers from this injury before bringing Thompson on.
Oh, that would be tough luck for Thompson. Well, this is the number 27 man, the goal. That's Forbes, central defensive player.
He's a substitute himself. So goal kick to the Cavalier team. So the game has lost a bit of its sting. It was a great deal to begin with. But whatever sting that was in the game has gone.
Yes, Amanda McLeod leaving the pitch would have hurt the options of Humberline.
Here's Henry. He could have his last bit of action here. Cavalier. Blackburn skips away. Didn't get a shot. Gervin Brown with the follow-up.
Wayward.
Disappointed with himself.
As he should be.
He was trying to get the ball. He was trying to go for a curl. He was trying to curl the ball into the back of the net. That was the intention, clearly.
It skewed well wide off that left foot. Went in the other direction.
Pasco. Christian. So they're working well together, Pasco. Just here getting some match fitness. Oh, so Jamil Hardware updating us on his situation. So let's keep it going. When are you going back to Sweden?
So he's doing warm weather training in Tampa?
Yes. It's warm now in Florida. It's January. Maybe not. Maybe not warm. Yeah, relatively warm. Maybe not so warm. So Jamil, while you're at it, could you just let us know when you're going to Sweden, all right? All right. So we're using this outlet to get the information as we look at the corner for Humberline from the far side. Nicely weighted. Again, the goalkeeper pulled away from his cage. Morgan didn't shoot. Played it into Pasco, who sends it one time into the area and arriving over on the far side. So Humberline really, really throwing everything into attack in the last stages of the game. Is it a little too late?
Well, they've been throwing it from minute 30. Just the kitchen sink left. No options left either. There are 10 men down, but the performance from Humberline has been spirited. They haven't given up. They're pressed and pressed, but for Cavalier, their tactics have worked so far. They have absorbed the pressure. Now they're looking to break, looking to shore things up. With the number 7 man, Raymond Thompson, now making his entry.
As I look at the replay of that last bit of action with Humberline attacking over on the far side, and just didn't manage to keep it. This is Henry. Has really worked a nice shift, you know.
Yes.
And Thompson finally onto the field. Raymond Thompson. So good shift from Jeffrey Henry. Played his club football at Waterhouse at one stage as well. High ball, a very cool evening. Fletcher. Morgan. Dunk. Humberline stroking the ball around. The ball is floated in by Campbell to Pasco. Zico Herrera. A bit of clumsiness, but still managing to keep possession. Herrera. His foray down the left side stopped momentarily. This is Wilson, the goal scorer. Unable to get it away. Campbell. Duckworth saying, come again, come again. Duckworth. And the move that was littered with nice passing movements from Humberline coming to a halt. Now Cavalier can do what Humberline did.
And Cavalier are being very hurried, surprisingly, in their play. They have the numerical advantage in terms of players on the field. They even have much more space within which to operate, as Humberline is down to 10 men. And they're not seeking to build the play in a logical manner, going far too direct than the game requires at the moment.
Campbell. So it's all Humberline in the last stages of this game. This is Gale. Came onto the field in the last 10 or so minutes. Has really, really done well. Good vision.
Excellent pass.
We've seen him done that once or twice before. It does seem as if he has an understanding with Blackburn in particular, because these passes that are going Blackburn's way suddenly are coming from Gale.
Yes, yes. He has ignited the offensive play of Cavalier on coming on. Good positive change.
Cavalier. Good run here. And a chance for Blackburn. Well, it was a difficult chance for him, but because of the high standard that he sets for himself, you want to call it a chance. And Maxwell is remonstrating with his defenders.
Yes.
It was a good run there. In the midst of all of that, there was a very good run over on the left side.
Nope.
Here's Humberline. Herrera, another disappointing cross.
You have the run of play. You have the opportunity with the break, the ball coming to you. 3 players there to aim at and to build. And was that a shot? Was that a cross? What was it? But here, beautiful play. Ball going across. Ball really going through him.
Yeah, he was trying to just guide it, using the pace of the football to guide it in. But very, very, very
not
good
able
run.
to get his body behind it. Ball really going through him.
That would have completed a very, very good move. So Humberline still defending. Don't worry about his knee. He will be fine after a couple of cans of beer. Simon?
That's a UK, clearly a UK.
Well, that's Simon over in the
yes,
UK.
And in the UK, Red Stripe is available in cans. So
you got jokes, Simon.
Maybe means ice cold cans, which
yes. Well, we did
will
see,
be applied to the knee
yeah,
to help with the reduction.
We did see loads and loads of cans of Red Stripe when we were in London in the summer.
Yes.
Lots of Red Stripe. It's a pity I couldn't drink any.
Well, if you were in the...
Header, a goal by Fletcher and McPherson. So Fletcher winning a lot of headers in that area. Not only Fletcher, but the Humberline players have managed to win the aerial battle in that crucial area.
Yet another good release from Gale.
Blackburn having Duckworth on him. Not the man you want to see when you're going for a goal. So we're approaching 90 minutes. It's a time of night that we look across to the fourth official to see how many minutes he's indicating. This is Gareth Heron, beaten once tonight.
But for him, it would have been 0-0 to this point.
For sure.
His mistake, coughing up an opportunity well taken by Wilson.
Gale, and punches does Heron. And a long-range effort there.
Wayward.
4 minutes of time will be added. So We're going to be going into the first of those 4 added minutes. So there you go, 4 minutes of added time.
Still time for an equalizer, or still time for Cavalier to put the game to rest,
Certainly.
to bed finally. Lots of time available to either side to make an impression.
Second Cavalier goal will definitely kill this off.
Well, no doubt about that. Put them on 20 points, leading the second round and in pole position for a spot in the end of round final, should they get a positive result against Highgate.
And you've got to give credit to this Cavalier team for what they've done, in particular in the second round, because they struggled in the first. They were awful in the first couple of games, but they picked it up and kicked into gear, and they've not looked back since.
Have not. And now they have a corner to defend. Set piece. Adjuron Brown to take it for Humberline.
Again, a Cavalier head. And that was Pasco. So it's not that they're not getting the opportunities. They're getting 1 or 2 of them.
Just not as clinical.
Yes. The end product is what the problem is.
With the finishing touch lacking.
So we're in the second of the 4 added minutes with Garise McPherson getting ready to launch this one upfield. Herrera looking like a spent force. His legs are gone. He's dying for the final whistle. This is Christian Germain. Came in as a substitute. Broken up again by Cavalier. Blackburn. Sure, he had visions of adding to those 8 goals coming into the game tonight. But alas, it's not happened. Well, let's say it's not happened yet, because he still has time.
Duckworth shown the yellow card for that challenge.
A free kick taken short.
Cavalier
content.
content.
And offside, says referee. Well, it's actually
offside.
Damian Williams who indicated that the player was in an offside position. So we have just about a minute and a change to go in the game. So it does seem as if Cavalier at the end of business tonight. Just to remind you of the other games yesterday, Waterhouse Tivoli 1-1. It was Highgate and Harborview. Harborview winning that one by 2-0. Boys Town and Savannah 2-2. Who else played? Arnett Gardens 1-0 over Savannah.
Montego Bay.
And there's another game over Montego Bay and
United.
Portmore United. They won their game as well. So Kirk Duckworth, that's the confirmation of his yellow card tonight. And Humberline, I suppose, with a last opportunity, thwarted by Cavalier.
Good defensive and desperate play from Humberline.
Christian still battling. Under a minute to go in the game. They need to get this one in the 18-yard area. They have gotten it, but Garise McPherson is just too good. Many thought it was a risk leaving the champions to come to a promoted team.
Well, it's paying off for him
so far. Clearance
the
by
second
Dunk.
round.
And the referee, Courtney Campbell, glanced at his watch. He can blow this and will blow this game off anytime now. There's it. Another look again. The whistle to his mouth. And you can't help but to think that this could very well be the last moments of this game as Cavalier go forward once more. And the throw-in. It's a Cavalier throw.
Referee ready
and
to
quite
call.
Appropriately, the goal scorer did the last bit of action in the game tonight. Wilson, on minute number 8, is giving Cavalier victory. And they are now top of the pack in the second round. They've gone up to 5th in the overall standings. And a wonderful run by the Cavalier team continued tonight. They've beaten Humberline by 1-0.
1-0. justly. To be honest, on the balance of play, it was a game that deserved a 0-all end, but that mistake from Heron really summing up. But it's the champions' mettle to do that, and they got the goal, and with that they pretty much locked shop.
Yes,
Cavalier.
So they travel to Drax Hall on Sunday, and a draw will do it for them. 21 points based on how things are at the moment, because the number of teams on 17 aren't it on 18, aren't they?
Yes, there are 2 teams on 18.
Right, so they could still get the draw and don't get there. All right, tell you what, Kiki's over in the fan zone. Let's hear what she has to say. Kiki, take it.
Thank you so much, Wayne. I'm outside of this fan zone, actually. I'm on the field. The match has just ended, and we have fans representing both sides, Cavalier and Humberland. And, of course, we have Donovan, a.k.a. Nyama, big up the entire Nannyville family representing. So, Nyama, talk to me now. Cavalier took a hiatus, 19 years. What do you think they're going to have to do to build back their fan base?
Well, they have cooperate and teamwork and make the team look good. You know, and play good to the body, much so boring. So, so I would say that over the mic too. I'm very sorry, but you know, then we're coming on. You know.
All right, no problem. Cool.
I know Quebec a long time.
All right, no problem. And Humberland representing. I know that the fans usually think that they can give the coach some kind of advice about the team. What advice would you give to the coach tonight for Humberland?
We must follow up, because we have got a lot of chances, but people just did not follow up the ball. And if we do practice proper teamwork, we will get there.
No problem. Thank you very much. Of course, Humberland and representing for Cavalier. In the meantime, though, we got to go back over to Wayne, and then it's time to wrap the show. Wayne, over to you.
Thank you very much, Kiki. Well, we've come to the end of our commentary, live commentary on the actual game. We're not going to look at the highlights of the game. And they weren't a great deal, because it was a game lacking in quality for the most part. But the Humberland team in the second half, that was Jermaine Christian who got a clear header on goal. There was Mark Miller. He was kicked all over the park tonight. He was a nippy little player. Cavalier, really, though, they stood up well. Humberland, despite the number of look-ins that they got, found a resolute Cavalier defense. Here's another one. That was Roberta Fletcher. The header just going wide. Here they are again. There were 1 or 2 spills as well. Whenever Jeffrey Henry is involved, you're going to get those kinds of plays. And here's another header. Gareese McPherson. He was left in mid-air and left stranded. And 1 or 2 timely interventions from the Cavalier defense. There it is again. Fletcher again just flicking that one on. Gareese McPherson in the right place at the right time. There he is again. He has been collecting them all second half long. And this is Blackburn. Didn't get a great deal of snippet goal tonight, but just now he got in and just didn't manage to complete the play. Humberline, when they found out time was running out, they worked their socks off. And here is Fabian Pascoe, a disappointing end to what looked a very, very promising build-up. Here's another attempt here from Humberline. This time it was Christian with the goalkeeper at his mercy. He struck the goalkeeper and it went behind for a corner. Cavalier, they came back. Blackburn just trying to guide that one in. Just didn't happen. And that pretty much takes care of our highlights reel. We're looking now at the match stat. There you go. As again, in the first half, it's a good reflection of what happened in the second half. And the stat sheet doesn't lie. All right, we're waiting now to do the post-game interviews. Gijon is downstairs now with the Humberline coach, Jeffrey Maxwell. Gijon, take it.
At the end, finishing the game with 10 men as a result of an injury. What's your take on the match?
I thought we played well. I thought we actually, in my mind, outplayed Cavaliers. But I just felt that we were just not good in finishing the few chances we got, because we got a simple goal. I would think about the 85th, 86th minute. Just a simple 2 players against 1, and 1 player went in a selfish mode. But I thought the team really played what I expected of them. It's just that we just didn't take our chance.
Yes, that was a tough goal to give up as well. In terms of the play, with 10 men down, did you still have the opportunity, you think, to still win it in the end, or even get a draw?
Well, I think that's where that chance came, where I thought playing 10 men down, I thought Cavaliers was backing up a lot, and I felt at that particular point we could possibly get a draw out of the game. So we abandoned the midfield to some extent, pushed Christian up front, and literally played with 1 or 2 midfield players. Cavaliers had the advantage, but as I said, it's a disappointment to me, because I thought we did everything correct except put away, in my opinion, possible 1 of 2 chances.
Any reinforcements you're looking to for the transfer window to bolster your fight against relegation?
Well, we're on the hunt for a competent goalkeeper, and also we have 1 player that we're awaiting international transfer for, and that is Willery Wolf. So it's a wait and see thing. But you know, give them credit tonight on the base. I thought this was a far better performance than the game we played against Portmore. But overall, I'm fairly satisfied with how we played, but disappointed in the result.
Is there anything you take from this game for the next match?
I think a few players will be dropped out, quite frankly, of the team, because I'm very dissatisfied with a couple of players. I thought individually they did not really play as a team, which they're capable of doing. And this has been a slight ongoing situation where we have to look at it very carefully. But I think one or two players might lose a game.
All right, thank you very much, Coach, and all the best going forward. Now we move to the winning coach, Coach Layla. Congratulations on the victory. What are your thoughts on the performance of the team?
Well, I think it was a stalwart performance. Cumberland, they did play well. I think they had a better run of the game in terms of ball possession. But nevertheless, games are won and lost through mistake. They made a mistake and we capitalized on it and hence the result. So, but it was a good game. I think it was a fair game, a hard game, and we came out on top. Good victory for Cavalier.
The Cavalier team seemed to sit very low and absorb a lot of pressure. Was that a deliberate tactic, or were you just satisfied with the early goal?
No, I wouldn't say it was a deliberate tactics, but it paid out for us at the end of the day. We have a couple of players that were out, definitely. So the rhythm of the team was really out. But nevertheless, when you win a game like this with a lot of key players out, you only can say good victory. And for us, it was a good victory.
How confident are you? Highgate, your last game of the second round. You're in pole position on 20 points, leading the second round standing, 1 foot almost in the final. How confident are you taking the points necessary to cement that spot?
Well, you know, football, you can't take any team lightly. It's just a game. You got to play it hard. And nevertheless, I think Highgate have a very good team. So we're going to play them hard. It's a good game. We expect a good game from Highgate, a good play in terms of how they play. We believe it's a good team. So for Cavalier, we just hope that we can catch our rhythm at the end of this, at least the end of the second round, and just go back in proper gear so we can play good and proper football. I'm not satisfied with how we played tonight, but I believe we'll get to the end of this round.
Thank you very much, Coach. 1 foot already in the end of second round final. Now we go to Wayne and Kiki to wrap it all up.
Thank you very much, G. John. Congratulations again to Cavalier. They deserve the victory tonight. Cumberland will have to just go back to the drawing board.
I mean, it seems, I don't know, I think it's more than the drawing board. But I must say that the fans had a lot to say tonight. Some fans actually think that politics have a part to play in the demise, so to speak, of Humberlands right now. So there was a lot being said in the fan zone today for both sides. So I'm just hoping that, you know, persons who are on either side of the team will just do what they have to do and get this thing going.
Interesting views. We see you again next Monday. We go to the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. We have a big game for you, so you're going to be joining us then. So for the final time from a very, I was going to say cool, but a very cold. I can't understand where this weather is coming from in January here.
I'm not sure.
But it's cold, and on behalf of the entire crew here, my name is Wayne Walker.
And I'm Carrie Ann Toms. Kiki, also want to say good night to all our fans who are watching worldwide.
Around the
world.
Yeah,
around the world. Maybe they're the ones sending us their weather and taking some of our warmth.
There you go.
But until we do this again next week, be blessed, be safe, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Bye-bye.